Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm really excited because I'm doing a book review of Kate Albus, A Place to Hang the Moon. If you have never read this book, you definitely need to read it. But also, if you have read it, stick around and hear what I think, because I would love to hear also what you thought of the book, because I absolutely adored it, but I'll get into that in a second. I'm Tiffany, the Happy Homeschooler. I make videos every week about homeschooling, clearly like books, reading, and parenting. So I would love to have you guys join me for the next one. If you're not already subscribed, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. So, A Place to Hang the Moon. This book, so many feelings. I listened to from about chapter 7 to the end in one day. I bought it as a hardback, right? I bought it as a book, and then I got it also on Scribd, the online library. So I listened to it faster than I had time to read it. So I listened to it first, and I'm reading it out loud to my children. Let's get into all things A Place to Hang the Moon. First, who are the characters? You get to meet William, Edmund, and Anna. They are these sweet little children who love to read, which of course, immediately that's hits a soft spot for me. I love children who love to read, and I love to read, and I relate to children and people who love to read. So right away, I liked the book. You meet Anna, Edmund, and William, and they are in a predicament. Their grandma just died, and they need to find a new family. But it's during World War II, the beginning of World War II, and they're sending mass evacuees out into the country to find a home. So they hatch a plan to go into the country and find their forever family. So they go out into the country. They don't know anyone. Noted that the town that they go to is not a real place, but there's other places like Covington is mentioned. Some other towns in England are mentioned, but the place chosen by Kate Albus was fictional, just so that she wasn't worried about conflicting information or things like that. And she creates this whole little village, and I can't even tell you how real it felt being there and just picturing it all. She did an incredible job of describing describing everything, really. The whole book was fantastic, but I feel like the town exists in my mind now, even though it's not actually a real place. So they go out into the country. They are in a couple of different homes. This will not be a spoiler. I'm just going to give you a synopsis of the story. And you get to experience a little bit of what it was like for those evacuees. I love that she talked about other characters as well. So some of the other kids and their experiences, the ones that went to good homes, the ones that went to not as good of homes. And just, I guess, the overall feel, how people in the town may have treated them, how just the different scenarios that could occur. And I got to listen in to an interview of the author, and she said that she just found it really interesting, and that there wasn't a ton of stories from this point of view, and so she wanted to bring a story about with this point of view and this perspective, and what it would have been like to be a child during that time. Because really what happened was just all these children being taken from their homes, sent into the country to live with strangers, and then just writing a postcard to let their family know where they are. Just so far from what I can even fathom. So she did an incredible job bringing that story to life. Some of the things I loved about this book, some of the things I found that were really unique about this book was the perspective. I loved that you got to be inside the minds of William, Edmund, and Anna, and it felt like you could just relate to them. You understood what they were thinking. Some of the things that happened, at the very beginning, and this is not really a spoiler because it's the very beginning of the book, but their grandma's gone. She's just died. And you don't really feel sad because they don't feel sad, and she just did such an excellent job of bringing forth their emotions, and then you're feeling that too, and you're wanting to be connected to, and I feel like they are real people. I loved these three by the end. Like I said, I listened to 2/3, maybe 3/4 of the book in one day because I just couldn't stop listening to it because it was so good. I love a good book. I love a happy ending. I wouldn't even recommend this book if it didn't have a happy ending, because I don't really like books that don't have a happy ending. You will never hear me recommending Old Yeller. Just not going to happen. I would say that if you have children in your life who have lost a relative, even though they're not really mourning their grandma, they're not really mourning their parents because they never had that to begin with. They don't remember. Anna doesn't remember. Edmund doesn't remember. And William only has small memories of their parents. So they're not really mourning their family, but you still feel a sense of loss of something that should be there that's not there. And so I would say it's a little bit of a trigger book if you have children in your life who have lost someone. I could see it being hard, although maybe healing, because I found it to be just so sweet and healing to me, just listening to their story and wanting to be able to be like Mrs. Mueller, the librarian, wanting to be that kind and that generous and that giving when you have people in your life that, you know, need something. I just thought this was like an encouragement to be there for them if you can. I'm just going to speed through quality. I think this book was amazing. This is Kate Albus' first novel, and I, for one, am like already on the lookout for her next book. I guess she's writing it right now. It's supposed to come out in 2022. I don't know what it's called. I don't really know anything yet, but you can be assured I'm following her so that I am like on the first to know when that's going to be released and all the cover, because isn't this cover like beautiful? I just loved, and I loved that like they're standing in front of the library and they've got their little books, and there was just so many good things about this book. So yeah, it was her first book, and she did just an incredible job. The story, the words were so beautifully written, and then she just pulls you in. It makes you feel like you are there in the story with the kids, and you feel all the emotions. You feel when they're happy, and you feel when they're sad, and you want to help, and you want to be there with the children. So I just thought Kate did an excellent job writing this book. I so enjoyed it, and I would highly recommend it for any family, especially like a family read aloud. I think it's fun. But honestly, I listened to the whole thing by myself, and I thought it was amazing. And then while I was reading it, my dad was over, and he heard me reading it aloud to my children, and then he liked it so much that he wanted his own copy, so I sent him a copy, and he read it in about 2 days as well, because he said it was so good he just couldn't put it down. So I think all ages, but especially like 6, to 80, this book was meant to be read. So that's my book review. I hope you enjoyed it. Also, comment below if you've read it. Comment below and tell me what was your favorite parts and what you thought of it. And if you haven't read it yet, oh my goodness, get a copy or listen to it. Like I said, I listened to it on Scribd, which is like a $10 a month online library membership that I have, which I think is so worth it because I get so many books and it's only $10 a month, and I listen to a lot of books on there. So I definitely recommend it, and I'll put a link in the description so you guys can find it easily. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video.